flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Fifth Street Sports. We're on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio Network, also on the American Forces Network. You guys, thank you out there. My name's Frank Perez. I'm going to be joined by my two co-hosts, Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Vegas. We're in the 80s. The weather's great. How you guys doing out there?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Pretty good. Not quite 80 degrees here, but it's raining and got clobbered on last night's game. But other than that, things are going great, Frank.
Oh, how about you, Rick? How's it going out there? Oh, we lost Rick on the mic for a second there, but he's got that Florida smile, so it must be beautiful sunshine. Well, guys, what I'm going to tell you is, last night we were chirping on the Redskins in the under, and we're running a little bit bad, as you can tell, because America's worst bettor is crushing it. So that means we're going to be losing. But we know that after the work we've done and what we've got going here this week we're going to make Fifth Street Sports great again. Okay, Brian, are you up for it?
Wasn't Fifth Street Sports always great, Frank?
Yeah, but we had a little bit of I got lucky on last night's game because I was going to go. We always bet the same thing together. We were going to go Redskins and under, and I actually did like the Italian guy with Alzheimer's. I forgot about it. So I forgot about I didn't bet. I got lucky, but we need to make Fifth Street Sports great again, though. That's the truth.
That was a profitable nap then, I guess, huh?
Profitable nap. There's what makes you feel better? Missing a winner or dodging a loser?
Interesting question.
Dodging a loser for me. Dodging
too.
a loser is
Yeah,
definitely a better feeling. Yeah.
Like when you got something and we leave here, we're going to take this, and I forget to put it in, or the post time goes and it wins. I go, oh man, there was a winner. But how sweet does it feel, baby, when you dodge a loser?
That's pretty good,
right?
Yeah,
it's a better feeling, like you said, Frank.
It is. When you think, they both suck, but one of them really feels great. Guys, we're getting ready for a break. We're going to be right back here in a few minutes. It's Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, Frank Perez, Fifth Street Sports. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We got a great show for you today.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage. And the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-426-3569. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-426-3569 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-426-3569 to see if you qualify. That's 800-426-3569.
Guys, welcome back to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, and I'm joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Guys, last night I had so much trouble sleeping because I was going through some of the accounts, and then one of my things popped up on the website about these college coaches, and I was having such a fantasy about if I could just book some of these guys, or if I would give some of these guys accounts that I could spy on. So I was thinking to myself, which one of these guys would I like to book, or which one of these guys would I like to give an account and spy on? And, you know, so I was going to throw that question out to you guys. In that category, like Brian or Rick, who would you guys like to book or spy on?
Well, let's go one at a time. Let's go guys we want to book first. Because, and then I might even have some guys I want to, let's do guys I'd want to book, and then maybe guys I wouldn't want to book. Guys I would want to book. Let me think. I'll tell you who I'd want to book. Ron Rivera, Carolina Panthers. I think I like his aggressiveness, as a coach, Riverboat Ron, whatever the nickname is. But I'm not sure he's the brightest guy. And I kind of feel like he's a guy that would dig himself into a hole, maybe might press a little bit. That's just off the top of my head. Maybe Dana Holkerson, West Virginia. Guy that likes to have a lot of fun from what we hear, stays out late at night. The guy's got maybe some tendencies to go to extreme behavior. That might be a guy I'd want to book. I don't know. Rick, anybody off the top of your head you'd want to book?
Oh, boy. I got a few. Staying on the NFL, my first one would be Todd Bowles. I've never seen a coach do this in college or football, but somehow when the game's 45-10, maybe like late third quarter, and he's got 4th and 2 at the 12-yard line. All right, let's go ahead and kick the field goal. He loves kicking meaningless field goals. He's just I've never seen a coach. I don't know how he still has a job in the NFL, especially the NFL. He shouldn't have a job in high school football. But that's my first NFL one. I got a good list of college ones here. The ones you really want to stay with or book are those old-time conservative coaches, like the Bill Snyder's the first one that comes to my mind. He probably wouldn't even realize what his figure is at the end of the week anyway. So you just give him a figure and he's going to lose. Then you got Terry Bowden. Pretty much any of the Bowden plan would be a bookie's dream. You got
Buster
Terry,
Brown.
You got
you want to book Buster Brown?
Oh, please. Yeah, I'll end up with his house, his car, maybe a couple of his kids. Then we got who else we got over here? Butch Davis. Butch Davis is pretty much these recycled garbage coaches are the ones that you really want because you know they're going to lose. They end up losing in college. They take over good programs, so they have a name to them, and then they ruin it. They leave and they go to another program, ruin that, and to go on to the next. So there's a list. There's a lot. Lovie Smith. There's just so many guys that, if I could, I would just be relaxing on a Caribbean island, drinking my ham with an umbrella and just watching their plays come in and laughing. How about you, Frank? Anyone that you think of off the top of your head?
Well. There's one that I know for sure that I would love to give an account to, and we would share it and spy on him. Wouldn't you love to give Belichick an account? Just to spy on him.
Be careful. I think if you give Belichick an account, he's the kind of guy that's going to have, an assistant of his go through and test everything that could be wrong with your website. And the next thing you know, you wake up and he's been parlaying, Czechoslovakian badminton in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden his account's up 18,000. You don't know how it happened. I would be careful. As much as you'd like to spy on Belichick, I think I think you'd find a way to get you with some kind of trickeration. So I'd say no on Belichick. Same thing with Nick Saban, because I feel like they're twins separated at birth. They're like the exact same guy, but one's the college version.
And these guys are going to put in fakes. They're going to check IPs, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nick Saban, Bill Belichick with the two you don't. You want to be on their side. Right. How about Bob Davie? That's one that I'm pretty sure you guys would just love to have in your arsenal of players. As
long as I don't have to listen to him talk. As long as we can settle up without having to hear a story. Talk about the most boring color commentator ever. I think Bob Davie wins that on the first ballot.
Yep.
And how about when they teamed him with Mark Jones? Maybe the all-star duo of all all-star commentators, Mark Jones and Bob Davie. I mean, no matter how exciting the game was, you're going to just fall right asleep. You got to turn that sound off. You can't bear to listen to either one of them.
Yeah. What about how about a young guy like Sean McVay? Would you fear his action, or would you welcome it?
Well, Sean McVay would definitely be someone you'd fear. You'd want to give him an accounts to spy on. But there may be one reason why you'd actually want to take him on, and that's to come over to his house, every Monday or Tuesday, hang out with him and his nice girlfriend, say maybe have a few drinks by the pool. Whether you have to pay or collect, you'll be happy just hanging out over there. The scenery is as good as it's going to get. Then we have who was I going to tell you though that you guys were going to love? Any of these young hotshot coaches like Lincoln Riley, Cliff Kingsbury, Kirby Smart. These guys are all guys you'd want to ride with them. You want to look at them. These are the guys that typically they're going to be young hotshots. They're aggressive. They're going to win, and we'll be with them and stay. And then we want to book all the old, the old has-been guys who still have no business being in the game.
Hey, here's one for you guys. Jimbo Mullins just wrote in. I love Arkansas State tonight. What do you guys think? I got nothing on this game. What do you guys got for Jimbo?
I kind of like Appy State tonight. I've seen a lot of sharp accounts hitting the 9.5 on Appy State. That's the side that I would be on that side.
How about you, Rick?
I am on actually. What am I saying? I am on that side. So, what about you, Rick?
I have absolutely no opinion. I'll just go with Bry if Bry's on Appy State.
So Brian,
I know usually he's on the right side.
So, but you see sharp accounts on Arkansas State, right?
Yeah, laying the 9.5 early this morning. Yeah, that's the side I believe will be right.
What I'm gonna do just
Appy State. Yeah,
because you can see Jimbo and Billy Donlin have both been chirping because they both went 3-0. We're just waiting for their sizes and address on the shirts. I think they're both on a little bit of a heater, and if you've seen Arkansas State on sharp sides, I might dabble with the Arkansas State just because of that. The
line's moved up a couple points too, so at this number, I would rather be on Arkansas State. It's gone up from about 9.5 to 11.5 or 12. So if you can get the 11.5 or 12, I would take the dog at this point.
Agree. Yeah, I didn't realize it was all the way up to 11 or 11.5.
There we go.
What about Petrino, Bobby Petrino? That's a guy.
Oh,
That's definitely a guy I would want to book.
me too.
Talk about I can just see that guy going on benders and waking up on Monday morning with
Yep.
bruises and wondering, oh my God, how did I lose 11,000 last night? How did that happen?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That seems like
Pretty much anyone who's had a problem with alcoholism is probably someone you want to book.
Yeah, but like me, I would.
Except for Mike Leach, I wouldn't want to book Mike Leach.
Yeah.
He's a middle of the road guy. There's pros and cons to Mike.
But how would you guys like to give a limited account to, let's say, a dime a piece, and you had Belichick, Saban, and let's say, because I think the tactical coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, you gave all three of these guys dime accounts because you don't want them burying you. How much would you guys, and then when you're spying on them, when these three guys matched up, how much would you guys ship on that game? When the three of those matched up on a play?
I still don't think I would bet a lot because I'm not sure either one of them would be great bettors. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see the action. I guess Andy Reid's a Mormon, so in theory he might not take the account from you. But
is he really a Mormon? I didn't know
he
was
is.
a Mormon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Brian's got a whole list of Mormons in the sports world that you would have never believed were Mormons. We'll do another show on that, an entire show on that.
Hold that thought. We got to take a break. It's been Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, and Frank Perez. We'll be right back on Fifth Street Sports. Stay tuned. Back in a second.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-430-4234. 800-430-4234. That's 800-430-4234. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the sports talk host that can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit, and 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Hi, folks. We're back here on Fifth Street Sports. We're on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio Network. You can also find us on Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. Hey, guys, during the break, I was just checking my phone here at some sports books. And this one might be one for Rick right up his alley because I know Brian's a little biased because he needs the Red Sox to go down. But this Sabathia tonight, they bet this guy up from $1.17, and he's up to $1.35 at home against Porcello. You know what, Rick? What do you think about that? I think that I smell a rat here. I'm liking the Red Sox at that price.
The public is big on Boston, and this is one of those reverse line moves where the public is huge on the Red Sox, but yet the line keeps moving up in favor of the Yankees, and the dollars are bigger in the Yankees than the Red Sox. Typically, when teams win in big fashion, like the Red Sox did last night by 15 runs, the public wants to bet that team again, thinking, oh, they just won by 15 runs. They'll probably easily win by another 5-6 runs tonight. But usually you want to be on the other side in those type of games. And I actually think the Yankees are a good play tonight.
Really?
It's their first loss at home in the postseason in a few years. And, they've had too good a year to probably just go down in 4, losing 2 at home. So I expect us to go back to Boston and have a deciding game on Thursday night.
So, but
Boy, I hope you're right.
Don't you? Yeah, I know Brian's sweating Boston real bad right now. Wow, if they get past these Yankees now, you got to probably beat. You got to. The Astros can help you, and then if you have, God forbid, you have to sweat it down to the Dodgers. But I like this Porcello. I mean, getting $1.25. Who's Sabathia? He doesn't seem to be that impressive to me.
No, but he's actually been pretty good, especially the last half of the year. The square in me wants to like the Red Sox. Like I see what happened last night, and I say they're just too loaded. They have too many weapons. Sabathia is old. Porcello's not a young pitcher either, though. So I think in this situation, just following the sharp money and following where the public's at, I know it's tough to say because you don't want to really be on a favorite here, but I think the Yankees are the right side. And I know I was wrong last night. I said I was wrong both my plays, but again, more than anything else, I like to fade the public and see where the sharp money's at. And in this game tonight, I always want to be on those teams who just got destroyed last night against the team who beat them up.
Wow, Brian. And then of course, Brian, you're an anti-Boston all the way, right? You got huge liabilities on Boston, right?
Yeah, all the way. I'm sweating. I'm still not watching, but I'm sweating it.
Dang. Hey guys, getting back to these coaches during the break, I was you guys started giving me some thoughts on whose action I'd like to take. Let me ask you guys something. How do you think you'd be doing Lifetime with booking this guy from the Steelers?
Yes.
Right?
One stash, absolutely. Bring it. Yeah. He's getting full limits and then some. Yeah. I can't believe I hadn't thought of that. That might be the best one that anyone's come up with yet. Absolutely. Dream customer.
Well, we're mainly talking current coaches, so that's probably why. I mean, we have a long list of past coaches too. Yeah. But I think Frank was asking about Mike Tomlin, right?
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin. Dream.
Once that was
dream
brought
player
in by Sam. Sam, one of our listeners wrote that in. I was talking about Tomlin.
One stash you can lay 105, no problem. And the same thing goes with Tomlin. If you know one stash, it's cool. You got the 105 also, buddy. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell any other coaches, but you got the 105. I'm hooking you up personally. And if you're friends with Mike Smith, tell him he can come over and have the 105 also.
Wow. Wouldn't that be a beautiful sheet to have all these guys on where you're earning like half on the losses of these guys?
Oh, the best.
I mean, these guys got to make the worst plays I've ever seen on the sideline, let alone if they got their money on the line and they got to make a decision.
The best is to get like a really hot-tempered college coach who's just been fired out of ineptness, and he's got like a, $20 million buyout. University of Texas figures out and I'm not picking on Tom Herman because it happens every 3 years with the University of Texas, but they've signed a guy to a ridiculous contract. They figure out he can't win. All of a sudden, the guy gets cut loose with a gigantic payout. That's a guy you'd love to have, absolutely. Actually, speaking of big payouts, Gus Malzahn, is there a chance that he could be on the hot seat? Just got a $49 million contract. Wow. This Auburn team looks like it's getting worse with every week. That seems like a guy that would be a fun guy to take on. I can see him attempting lots of creative parlays and gimmick bets, but it would blow up in his face every time. So that's one. Speaking of coaches in the hot seat, Rick, any coaches you think right now in college football that are in the hot seat?
Off the top of my head, I think of guys like Scott Frost and Willie Taggart, but those guys are too early in their first year, and you can't. They have to have a couple of years before they're in the official hot seat. Gus Malzahn might be, but he just signed that new contract, so I really can't put him in there either. Off the top of my head, I'm going by those guys. If Mike Riley were around, wherever he is, I'd put him in the hot seat. But unfortunately, right now he's probably coaching high school somewhere in Oregon or Colorado. Anything that you can think of off the top of your head?
So if we were booking, if we were booking right now, right, and we had a list of the top 10 that might be on the hot seat or entering it, who would be the favorite? Who's going to be the first one gone?
Boy, I don't even know who coaches Rutgers. Guy's name I think is Ash.
I'm not sure.
He's in trouble. Certainly, Larry Fedora at North Carolina. He's going to be gone any moment. I'll tell you one that's definitely going to be gone because they just changed ADs at Louisville over the Adidas Rick Pitino scandal is Bobby Petrino. I think that the new AD was already looking to kind of clean house, and Bobby Petrino made his job a lot easier by finding incredible ways to lose games like the Florida State game 2 weeks ago, and then he goes out and gives up how many points to Georgia Tech on a Friday night?
66, and that was because Georgia Tech decided to stop playing in the fourth quarter. So
they got hammered.
Yeah,
and now so now they're getting 13.5, 14 against Boston College, and I'm actually seeing sharp accounts coming in on Louisville. What do you think of that?
That's usually how it is. Usually the teams that get blown out, you want to be on them the next week.
Really?
That's just how it's always been.
God, it's just after that, when they had that game in hand with 2 minutes to go 2 weeks ago, blow that, then lose 66. I don't know. I can't get on a team like that. This is a coach that doesn't know how to run the clock out.
Yeah, no kidding.
You'd think he would too, considering how long he's been around.
I know.
I'll tell you a guy that I thought was really high on the hot seat when the year started. And he's probably helped himself for now, but if things go south, he could be back on the hot seat really quickly, is Kingsbury at Texas Tech. I think he was right on the edge of losing his job before this year started. Frankly, I don't think they had enough money to pay him out. I think they were kind of stuck with him this year, and they've been halfway decent this year. But I know that's probably a guy who's on his way out fairly soon.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something on this this game that we got coming up with Texas Tech. Who do you like in that side?
Remind me.
7.
That's the Thursday night game. Texas Tech at TCU.
Yeah.
At TCU, right. TCU. Huh. That's a tough one because both teams really. Huh. Boy, you got me on the spot there. I think I'd have to go TCU.
Oh, look at Sam DeGrazia just wrote in. What do you think about this one? Jim Harbaugh. Hot seat.
Yeah. Man, it's interesting. There's so many different angles you can go with Michigan. Yeah, they lost the first game, but now looking back on it, they lost to a Notre Dame team that looks like they're one of the best teams in the country. And Michigan, I don't know that Michigan's really looking that bad. They've got, one thing Michigan has going for them. Have you been following the last few seasons, what they've done in the preseason? Every year this has become kind of like Michigan's angle that has a lot of coaches frustrated and kind of complaining. But Michigan is planning these really exotic trips to like go, safari, on safaris in South Africa, and going to France, and
Right.
they justify that it's like team building, bonding, it's
Yeah.
educational, but really he's doing it because it's a great recruiting tool to get these guys into these trips that they wouldn't ordinarily be able to
Right.
take.
Hey, but here's
And
Sam,
it's
Brian, here's Sam
Uh-huh.
DeGrazia for you again. I like this guy. He's got good stuff. Hey, put that one back up a second, Andrew, okay? He says Mark D'Antonio, between his team's play and scandal he survived, he's got to be on the hot seat. What do you think?
Yeah, I got another example of an AD wanting to clean house, and wanting to clean house at Michigan State after the gymnastics scandal. He was already on the hot seat. I totally agree. And Northwestern certainly didn't help things. And he's been there. I mean, at some point you get to stay at a school too long, and I don't know that it really that you're really effective. AKA.
I think he's
Bill
now
Snyder.
falling into that old-time conservative coaching category that we were talking about earlier. The guys that you'd want to book, he's kind of reached that level now. So
Yeah.
once you got there, you pretty much know that you should be
Guys,
gone anymore.
we gotta get ready for a break. But we just had a quote come in from Las Vegas Chris. He says Harbaugh is, quote, far from the hot seat. Now that's a Michigan guy who's really in tune with all the sports there. So I'm gonna.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I think
me too. He's gonna override Sam DeGrazia on that one. Anyways, guys, we got to get ready for a break. Fifth Street Sports. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
All right, guys, we're back here on Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez. I've got Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick, two great co-hosts. Guys, during the break, I kept thinking about something because I know we're just about halfway through this college football season. And we already know that there's probably one live seat maybe left in the house in this BCS. And you guys got to answer me this one. And Rick, well, both of you guys know about this one, but Rick, this is in your neck of the woods. What do you think about this Central Florida? I mean, are they live for that last slipper?
Well, I think according to 538, they got up down to 2% shot. I mean, they need about 20 things to fall their way. It's going to be so hard. They really needed to schedule a couple tough power conference schools if they want to ever get a chance to get to that national title game, the BCS playoff. But I mean, it's possible, but it's going to take like a good 15-team parlay to get there.
Wow.
I'd like to see it, but
I would love to see it too. Let's come back to UCF because it's an interesting question, but they got so much in front of them. I mean, this is a really tough year, and I know that every year people say, well, be careful, because unexpected things happen at the end of the year, and they really do. You think that teams are going to win out, and crazy things happen in October and November, but I don't ever remember seeing a year where I look at teams' schedules and they look so easy. I mean, I look at Notre Dame's schedule. I mean, who's going to beat them? Maybe the game at USC. Maybe they have to play Navy in San Diego. That's
Virginia Tech. I mean, they played Virginia Tech. That's not so much.
Yeah, no, they've got I think they've got the bulk of the tough games behind them. Clemson. I'm an idiot. Last week during the dog pound, I thought Wake Forest could actually give Clemson a run for their money, and Clemson, they look like Alabama Junior, right?
Yeah, they did. All right, so right now, if we had to, we could pencil it in, but we know there's really only one live spot left for this BCS. So if we had to pencil it in, you guys would definitely pencil in Alabama, Clemson.
Well, I would pencil. I would pencil in an SEC school for sure, maybe two. So SEC school is one spot. That's one. Okay. Clemson, but not necessarily any ACC school. If Clemson were to somehow, let's say Jeff Spicoli gets injured, or Mr. Hand suspends him, he can't play. That Clemson backup looked horrible against Syracuse. So I still don't completely trust Syracuse. So I'm saying the ACC I don't think would have a spot. Okay, so that's one, maybe two spots. The Big Ten for sure gets in. Some Big Ten people could argue two spots. I say not so fast. But getting back to Jim Harbaugh in the last segment, I mean, Michigan. Look at Michigan's resume. They've got a pretty compelling resume if they went out to be that lone Big Ten representative. And then you've got Notre Dame so those are our four teams that kind of are in the controlling their own destiny category: Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Notre Dame.
Brian, like before you get back to that, we had a listener ask you a direct question. It says, "What does Oklahoma Brian think about the Red Sox now?" Oh, is this a needle job, or are they actually asking you?
Sounds like it. Yeah, sounds like it. I dislike them more than ever. That's my answer to the Red Sox.
We had Sam DeGrazi come in now, but we lost him. Hey, so right now, let's make up our minds. Who would we pen in, and who would we pencil in to this BCS? You would pen in Alabama, right?
Sure.
I mean,
I'd
would you
say
bring
Alabama,
out your ink pen for them? How about
Sharpie?
Who else could you pen in right now if you had to pen somebody in? Can't erase it.
We'll say one Big Ten team for sure. Would you agree, Rick?
Yes, one Big Ten team, most likely Ohio State, but Penn State can still get there, and Michigan can still get there, depending on how the rest of the year plays out. But I mean, Clemson has got to be right behind Alabama in terms of that number 2 spot right now.
So the simulation I see though only has Clemson at a 38% chance of winning out. Do you think Clemson with one loss gets there?
I do. I think as long as it's a respectable loss and they win their ACC championship, they'll be there. And I think Georgia will get in as long as they of course, they're going to have to play Alabama in the SEC championship game, but I don't see them losing until then. And with a loss to Alabama in that title game, they should still be fine. But you have legitimately about 6 or 7 teams that are going to be vying for those 4 spots, and pretty much everybody else you can pencil out.
Okay, so if Georgia wins out, you think Notre Dame could get left out with an undefeated season?
No, Notre Dame won't get left out with an undefeated season. They'll surpass any one-loss team if they go undefeated. That's except for maybe Alabama.
So who's your like right now, Rick? Who's your live top? Who's your live 7 teams?
So it would be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia. I put West Virginia in there, and I would throw Penn State.
So you're leaving Michigan out like they're not really a live bet.
Because they have such a hard road in front of them, to go undefeated, beat Ohio State, then win the conference championship game. If they do it, they should get there, but it's just so unlikely. I mean, Penn State's kind of got the same road. And the only other team I left out was Washington, because Washington should probably win out, and but their schedule, their strength of schedule, I just don't know if they can get any even if they do win out.
Oh, I think they get there.
You know what? Nate Silver has them 18% chance to win out. So I think they're still a pretty big long shot to win out. And they're certainly the only – would you agree they're the only Pac-12 team that could get there?
Oh, absolutely. There's no other team that has a shot in hell in the Pac-12. No. Even Washington State was undefeated, which I don't see how they will. I still don't think they would make the BCS.
Well, who's going to beat them? Who's going to beat them? How do they not go undefeated?
Well, Apple Cup is going to take out one of them, and then
I think they'll be favored. They're like they should be favored in every game from here, right?
They will be. They will be. But there'll be some games where they're a touchdown or less favorite. They're not a shoo-in at all to go undefeated. But if they do, they still have work to do. They need help because of this. Go ahead.
There are a couple pigs though on the board that actually surprisingly control their own destiny. Don't write off LSU, even though I think everyone has. Here's a team that totally controls its own destiny. If LSU wins out, they've got the hardest schedule in the country. They still get Alabama on November 3rd in Death Valley. They probably get 2
Georgia
shots.
This week. Georgia this week at home.
Georgia twice, right? Because they probably get Georgia this week, and then in the championship game, the schedule's unreal. So even though you could almost argue that this loss against the Gators last week is almost irrelevant for LSU because it doesn't really change anything. They have to win the remaining games, which they would have had to win anyway. So LSU controls their own destiny. Texas, which is I think a disgusting team. I'm not going to say they control their own destiny, but they certainly control the ability to be that top Big 12 team and be, second in the standby category, waiting for somebody to trip up. So it's just really this whole thing highlights why 8 teams would be so much better than 4.
Yeah.
I think 4 is just a really.
Well, how about this? Let me put it to you guys because you guys are so knowledgeable about this college football. Who's the favorite team to run the table and not make it in?
Well, UCF, 17% chance to. They have a 17% chance to win out. UCF does, and only a 2% chance to make it in. You think Oklahoma can recover? Their QB play is great. Yeah, but unfortunately, their defense is as bad as it gets, and I don't think firing Mike Stoops is going to solve that. They give up. This is a defense that just gets absolutely pushed around on every play. Yeah. They fire their defensive coordinator, which talk about a crazy move. They fire the defensive coordinator in the same town of which his brother was one of the biggest legends in the history of the university, still lives, and is a mentor to the head coach, to Lincoln Riley. Imagine what an awkward conversation that had to be this week, firing Mike Stoops. But man, bad defenses like this, do they ever get better during the stretch run of the year? No. Never. So I think Oklahoma's done, totally done, and I do love the quarterback. I think he's great, and he could still be the Heisman Trophy winner. But I think Oklahoma's done, and maybe West Virginia. I brought them up about 3 weeks ago as a dark horse. So yeah, maybe West Virginia is a dark horse. They would most likely have to beat Oklahoma twice because they get Oklahoma in the last regular season game, and then I'm assuming they'll probably get Oklahoma in the championship game, which is one of the weirdest championships in all of football because they don't have divisions of the Big 12. They just take the top two teams. It's really weird.
So you guys, let's see. So let's break it down. Let's go backwards on this. Who do you think are the favorites to go undefeated and not make it besides Central Florida, you guys?
Besides Central Florida, well,
I can't think of a team that's going to win out that's not going to make it. Of the realistic contenders.
But you just talked about Washington. You said if Washington wins out, they still may not make it.
Yeah,
that's probably the only one because it'll be a 50-50. I think if they win out, if they'll make it or not. They obviously will still need help, and they, a one-loss Georgia or Alabama or Ohio State, I don't think they'll surpass, or even Clemson. They'd probably surpass a one-loss Notre Dame because Notre Dame's one loss wouldn't be against a quality team. But other than them, I just don't see any of these other teams with a realistic chance of winning out. And if somehow they did, like a Penn State or a Michigan, they would probably make it. But Texas, I guess, if played perfect, they can win out, but they're not going to make it even if they do. So, we're pretty much stuck at those top seven teams. That's your playoff's going to be for those
Rick,
7 teams.
I'm gonna say if Washington wins out, they make it.
I'm going to agree with Frank. I'm going to say they're in if they win out.
And they're favored in every game. So right now it would be down to like who would make it. Ohio State, Georgia, or Washington. Now, Ohio State and Georgia are probably going to have their one loss. And then you got
Georgia plays Alabama, of course.
Right, so they're going to have their one loss. So if those two had one, let's say Alabama and Clemson run the table, but those two have one loss, but Washington is undefeated, you would leave Washington out?
Well, Washington already lost to Auburn.
I mean, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But that was an early loss. Yeah.
But, okay. Let me restate your question. Let's say Alabama's in the clubhouse, Clemson's in the clubhouse, Notre Dame somehow gets there. Now we got all three of them.
Right.
Now we're talking about a one-loss Ohio State versus a one-loss Georgia versus a one-loss Washington. And I think I know.
Well, we could throw Washington. We could throw Washington out the window there. Between Ohio State and Georgia. And the fact that Georgia's loss would most likely be against Alabama in the SEC championship game. I don't care who Ohio State loses to. You can't put Ohio State ahead of them in that scenario. There's they could lose to Michigan. They could lose to Wisconsin. It doesn't matter. Georgia's ahead of them.
Can you imagine if that happens again, the bad blood between the SEC and the Big Ten? Because that's exactly what we had last year with Alabama, right? I mean, there was a lot of people that argued intensely that Alabama had no business going into the BCS, and they took care of business.
So you know how some years we get some years we get lucky and there's really no controversy, and there was the two undefeated teams. If you stretched it to 8, wouldn't there be like a bigger conglomeration of like 9, 10, 11, 12, 6? You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah,
guys,
that's a whole other discussion. Yeah,
we got the music coming up. That means it's time for a break. We'll be right back. It's Fifth Street Sports. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Hi guys, it's Fifth Street Sports. We're on Sports Byline, SB Nation Radio Network, and on the American Forces Network. We had a really good, interesting topic today on the BCS. I think, guys, let's bring that one up again because I'm going to go home and do a little bit of homework. I'm going to give you, oh, wow. We got breaking news, guys. We got breaking news coming in to Fifth Street Sports. Let's see what's going on in the world of sports betting. That's unbelievable news. It looks like America's worst bettor is on the loose again. This guy's been hot. He's been crushing it. A lot of square play. There he is again. Brian, you called it. Game 190, Alabama minus 28.5. What do you think about this clown? I mean, he's beating us to death.
What kind of odds can I get on? He hasn't been beating us to death. This is the one team he cannot beat. He loses on this team every week.
Yeah, but every week we've had to pay this guy every week.
He does win, but he does not win on this team. What kind of odds can I get on Alabama winning by exactly 28 this week?
Oh, you know what? It's probably not that big because it's 4 exact touchdowns, and this guy loses every week by the hook. You know?
By the hook.
Well, because he always takes the worst number in the Alabama game. Somehow.
Yeah, but we're all laughing at him now, but brother, we've been having to pay him. You know, this guy's been crushing us.
Well, I think we can comfortably say this game's going to close 27.5 and land on 28, and he's going to lose by a half point if history is any indication. With this guy in Alabama.
That's true, but I mean, he opened up a double can of whoop ass on both of you guys yesterday because he took the Saints. You guys went Redskins and under. He took you guys out to the woodshed, right?
He did.
I assume he had the over as well, but we didn't see it. We really saw this.
He didn't say over. Hey, you guys. It's been a really fun show. Tomorrow, let's bring that BCS thing up again. Let's do some homework on it. There's a lot of people writing in that want to get your guys' comments on who's going to be in or out running the tables. But guys, it's been Fifth Street Sports. Thanks for listening and watching. Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick. I'm Frank Perez. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And to the American Forces Network, thank you once again.
USA Radio News.